I'm going to tell you a story. It's called The Ballerina. I'm going to tell you this story because if you understand the story, you may change your thinking about God and what He wants to do in your life's journey. This story appears to end before it begins. She heard the sound before she felt the pain. Snapping branches in a quiet forest. Dry spaghetti stalks shattering. Then she felt the pain. Electricity shooting up her nerves and radiating out into her muscles. Her ankle had twisted grotesquely upon landing, and the momentum of her leap had thrown her into an abysmal fall off the stage. Her arms had flailed out behind her. Her face hit the floor. Teeth spewed from her mouth. She had reached too far, despite the warnings of her coach that she wasn't ready yet. She had raced for stage center. I will be the greatest ballerina in all the world. I will do the best grand jeté ever, she told herself. It would be simple. Race for stage center. Leap and reach for the sky. Do an elegant leg split. Glide through the air forever. And then come down on point. She had imagined herself doing the leap countless times. What could go wrong? Now she lay in a broken heap of broiling pain. Her bones shattered, her mind utterly confused, her heart broken. Coming in and out of consciousness, she wondered, is it all over? Is it all over? Her coach found her in the pit, delirious with pain, grasping her ankle. No sound came from her bloody mouth. Terror flashed from her tear-swollen eyes. Scooping her up in his arms, he carried her out of the theater and raced her to the hospital. Able hands took over, and she disappeared behind double doors. Friends gathered, family, the wait began. Finally, the report came. She had sustained grave injuries to her ankle and knees. Her jaw and left cheekbone were shattered. She had broken several ribs. They would have to wait to know, but her heart may have been bruised. She remained in the hospital for weeks, every moment filled with indescribable pain. No medication seemed to help, but it wasn't the physical pain that the doctor was worried about. She seemed to have lost her will to get well, to heal. The weeks crept by. Then one day, her coach came into the ballerina's room with a present. It was elegantly wrapped in gold and silver foil. At first, the broken, despairing ballerina just shut her eyes and turned away. Just open it. It's a present. I bought it for you. But the ballerina shook her head. No, I don't want anything from you or anyone. I just want to be alone. I'll leave it here, he said, and laid it on the bed where she could reach it. When you are ready, he said, when you are ready, we will begin again. The present lay there all through the day and into the night. In the darkest hours, when the pain would not allow sleep, she reached for the present. She lifted the top from the box. Inside were a pair of red ballet slippers and a note. You will dance again. I will help you. Anger rose from deep within her heart, and she flung the box and the shoes across the room. I can't even get out of bed or walk across the room. How dare he say I will dance again? Will he take me in his arms like a father and dance me around the floor like a child? Even if I wanted to dance again, how will my legs carry the weight of my body? I have no muscle tone. I've lost my sense of balance. I have such a fear of falling. Her coach came back every day. He brought her beautiful music to listen to. He talked to her about simple exercises that would stretch and strengthen her muscles. And he repeatedly coaxed her to try on the slippers. You know, just around the hospital room where you work with your crutches. You're mocking me. Wear ballet slippers? I'll never be a dancer again. You will always be a dancer, he said. But you will need to learn the moves again. But I can teach you those. We will begin again, from the beginning, whenever you're ready. But I have made such a mess of things. I will never be what you said I could be. I will never dance the great stages soar to the great music. My life's over. I can't do it. I ignored your warning, and I don't deserve your help. You let me be the judge of that, he said calmly. If you want to dance again, I will help you every step of the way. When the cast and the bandages came off, the ballerina reluctantly began physical therapy. The stretching was agonizing, the exercises excruciating. It was as if her body fought to defeat every good intention. She struggled to walk between the parallel bars. She fell repeatedly. Often she would just lay on the floor in a heap, sobbing uncontrollably. Someone would pick her up, and she would begin again. Her coach was always there. His words, though, at times seemed harsh, demanding. You can do this. Get up. You're not a child. Up, get up. Get up. Don't lay there. You're not a child. The nurses massaged her muscles. She soaked in icy water and then in soothing warm baths. Then she would rest and listen for hours to the beautiful music her coach had left her. Sometimes she read the books he left, some about dance, and others about right thinking, good attitudes. One was about forgiveness, self-forgiveness. After many months, she went back to the theater, where her whole life had come to a crashing halt. It was horrifying. Through a side door, she made her way across the worn floorboards. She stopped in front of the mirror where the ballet bar was. Her face showed the damage of the fall. Her body looked weak and frail. No beautiful music came from the speakers. Over her right shoulder were the red ballet slippers. The healing but dispirited ballerina lowered herself to the floor. Many movements were still very painful. She untied the laces and began to put on the shoes. First the right foot, then the left. Then she tied the ribbons around her ankles. Slowly she struggled to stand. Everything felt strange, new, as if she had done none of this ever before. She heard movement behind her. She was alone, she thought. Looking over her shoulder, she saw her coach. How did you know I was coming here today? She asked. I didn't. I just come every day. So, are you going to just stand there? Or are you ready to begin your training?